Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Jim Swagger remembering how his friend and him survived an artillery in Germany, and Kennedy Drake reporting on the renaming of a street in honor of Dr. Holloway. And don't touch that dial because Lorraine Stewart will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from Furniture Direct, with locations in Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Columbia. Are you looking for a deal? Lots of styles on a good value? You can find them on Facebook at Furniture Direct Hattiesburg for the latest specials and promotions. Or you can shop anytime at FurnitureDirectNow.com. You can see why Furniture Direct is your furniture destination.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. We first have two very special announcements. We're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Rainbow Kitten Surprise Concert tomorrow at the Lawn at Lake Terrace. Just call us at 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten surprise song. That's 601-266-4287. You should be on hold until our news wrap, where we'll be able to get your name and number. If you're the lucky winner, you'll be able to have those tickets waiting for you at the Lawn at Lake Terrace with your name and number on it. Don't forget to call 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten surprise song for a chance to win 2 free tickets. Also, don't forget about Mississippi's Walk for Diabetes Hattiesburg. Registration is at 1 p.m. and the walk is at 2 p.m., all on October 19th, 2025 at Longleaf Trace USM Gateway. Beam in for fundraising, food, and fellowship. For more info and to register, you can go to msdiabetes.org. Who's in your crew? In USM campus news, Mississippi Digital Humanities Hub promotes state's history. The Mississippi Digital Humanities Hub at the University of Southern Mississippi works hard to provide resources and training to support the preservation of documents and other materials of historical and cultural significance. Dr. Andrew Haley, Associate Professor and Director of the Mississippi Digital Humanities Hub, had this to say, quote, "The digital humanities are everywhere. Blogging, podcasts, interactive games, digital exhibits, and archives, in documentaries. These technologies bridge the gap between the online world and our lived experiences. At the Hub, our focus is on how digital tools provide both experts and the public news ways to preserve, study, and interpret information in ways that would be difficult, if not impossible, without the use of computers," end quote. Southern Miss cuts ribbon on renovated fresh food company, showcases bold new look. Eagle Dining has celebrated the renovation of the fresh food company and at the University of the Southern Mississippi yesterday. It's got a bold new look, expanded menu options, and immersive dining experiences. This renovation was $6.1 million and refurbished the space with sleek interiors, updated seating, and expanded dining options. Charlie Dorza, district manager of Eagle Dining, had this to say, quote, "This renovation is more than a facelift. It's a full-on transformation. We've created a space that's vibrant, inclusive, and reflective of the energy and pride of USM. We can't wait for everyone to experience it," end quote. Allison Easterwood, USM Vice President for Finance and Administration, had this to say, quote, "This renovation represents a major update, not only in the appearance of the dining hall, but also in the way it functions for our students. The design opens a floor space, brightens the atmosphere with new lighting and color palettes. It provides a fresh, modern environment where our students can gather, enjoy meals, and build community," end quote. In Hattiesburg news, Visit Hattiesburg's 8th annual Restaurant Week kicks off with a Sugar Rush theme. The Hattiesburg Restaurant Week returns this week with the theme being Sugar Rush. Visit Hattiesburg's Vice President of Marketing and Programs, Kristen Brock, had this to say, quote, "This is the 8th annual Hattiesburg Restaurant Week, and it's always one of our favorite weeks of the year, where we can really celebrate the culinary scene that we have in Hattiesburg and really give our restaurants an opportunity to use their creative skills. It's really surprising we don't have all desserts. You'll see some burgers, some chicken sandwiches, even some salmon dishes that are really challenging and playing into that theme of Sugar Rush," end quote. So, if you're interested in supporting our local businesses and trying something fun, why not check out Restaurant Week? In Mississippi news, 4 students in Mississippi arrested in connection with death of fellow student. 4 high school students have been arrested in connection with the death of a fellow student. In late September, the police announced the arrests of the students and they were charged with murder. On September 30th, police then announced another arrest who was an accessory to the murder. We wish the family and friends of the victim peace and offer our condolences. Justice will be brought. In national news, Trump says Chicago mayor and Illinois governor should be in jail for not protecting ICE agents. President Donald Trump is continuing to issue threats to both the Chicago mayor and Illinois governor. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker stated the following, quote, "Illinois will not let the Trump administration continue on with their authoritarian march without resisting. We will use every lever at our disposal to stop this power grab because military troops should not be used against American communities," end quote. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson also replied, stating, quote, "Donald Trump declared war on Chicago. That's what he did. What the Trump administration is doing is intentionally fomenting chaos. The federal government is out of control. This is one of the most dangerous times in our nation's history," end quote. President Trump fired back on social media stating that, quote, "Chicago mayor should be in jail for failing to protect officers. Governor Pritzker also," end quote. Chicago Mayor Johnson replied on social media stating the following, quote, "This is not the first time Trump has tried to have a black man unjustly arrested. I'm not going anywhere," end quote. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Estos son los sonidos de una cena que casi no sucedió. Es una cena servida gracias a personas como tú. Debido a la crisis actual, 50 millones de personas pueden vivir con hambre este año. Feeding America está ayudando a los que más lo necesitan. Y si quieres, tú puedes ayudar también. Visita feedingamerica.org/en-español. Patrocinado por el Ad Council y Feeding America, la fuerza de 200 bancos de alimentos.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Rainbow Kitten Surprise Concert tomorrow at the Lawn at Lake Terrace. Just call us at 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten Surprise song. That's 601-266-4287. You should be on hold until our news wrap, where we'll be able to get your name and number. If you're the lucky winner, you'll be able to have those tickets waiting for you at the Lawn at Lake Terrace with your name and number on it. Don't forget to call 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten surprise song for a chance to win 2 free tickets. Now on to your sports. Southern Miss Athletics has some announcements. Come out to the Southern Miss Wellness Center as the Golden Eagles play Louisiana in a conference match on Friday and Saturday. Friday night is Greek night, and the chapter with the highest attendance will win a 65-inch TV. Saturday is the annual Pink Out. Fans are encouraged to paint the Wellness Center pink to support their fight against breast cancer. Tickets are $8. Southern Miss Athletics is rolling out a new single game ticket promotion, the Golden Advantage. Buy early, score more for the homecoming football game on Saturday, October 25th, when the Golden Eagles host ULM at M.M. Roberts Stadium. This exclusive campaign rewards fans who purchase their tickets early with the best prizes and special giveaways. Volleyball outlasts Arkansas State in 5-set thriller. Our Southern Miss volleyball team battled through a back-and-forth match on Friday, a back-and-forth match to earn a 5-set victory over Arkansas State on Saturday afternoon inside First National Bank Arena. Let's go, Eagles. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like we've got some mostly sunny skies today with the highs in the mid to upper 80s and lows in the lower to mid 60s. Friday is looking mostly sunny as well with the highs in the lower 80s and lows in the mid to upper 50s. Saturday looks the exact same with highs in the lower 80s and lows in the mid 50s. Sunday is looking pretty similar with highs in the mid to upper 80s and lows to the mid to upper 50s. Up next, we have Jim Swagger remembering how his friend and him survived in artillery in Germany. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi, and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. During World War II, Jim Swagger always enjoyed meeting other Mississippians while serving in Europe. He remembers his friend from Iuka and the time they survived a German artillery barrage together.
We had another guy named Troy Bolin. He was from Iuka. Well, he and I were the only two from Mississippi. Well, naturally, we just kind of picked up together. I liked him as to start off with. He's a kind of jolly fella, and the German was shooting their shells our way, and we were shooting shells their way, you know. And of course, if you are out in the open like that, you need to, if you hear a shell coming in, you need to get under the ground the best you can, you know. But they had two shell holes there. They were about 12, 15 feet apart. Well, I dove in the front shell hole, and Troy dove in the second one. I want to tell you that shell come on in and blew up, and it went between our two holes. I looked back there, you know, and I didn't see nothing, just smoke and dust. And finally, he come out from under all that rubble there, and he said, "Well, I didn't get hurt." He said, "I sure got my ears ringing." I said, "Well, mine ringing too."
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was our Mississippi Moments. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Rainbow Kitten Surprise Concert tomorrow at the Lawn at Lake Terrace. Just call us at 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten Surprise song. That's 601-266-4287. You should be on hold until our news wrap, where we'll be able to get your name and number. If you're the lucky winner, you'll be able to have those tickets waiting for you at the Lawn at Lake Terrace with your name and number on it. Don't forget to call 601-266-4287 with your favorite Rainbow Kitten surprise song for a chance to win 2 free tickets. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Lorraine Stewart. Hey, how are you?
I'm just fine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. So, first and foremost, before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
About me. I am the head of special collections and the curator of historical manuscripts and archives over at Special Collections in the McCain Building. And I've been here 9 years now.
Wow.
And I also wanted, to, as we began, to give credit to a couple of my staff members who really co-curated with me. It was a group effort, and I had the assistance of our curator, our assistant curator of historical manuscripts, Jessica Clark, and our records management specialist, Uriah Jenkins.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing, and thank all of them for being able to provide such like a wonderful opportunity with this very special event or exhibit. Could you please provide a brief overview of the messy history of scientific observation?
Yes, it draws from the science-related archival holdings that we have, and it covers a wide expanse of time and different topics. And we tracked really the non-linear progression of science from the ancient medicinal use of plants into the naturalists, the development of botany and marine science, and even into space exploration. And
Wow.
so, yeah, we pulled all of that together and tried to look at the way that different discoveries altered scientific practice or theories.
That's awesome. So, I think you already kind of covered a little bit of this, but just so we can go and dig more into the meat and potatoes, how does this exhibit explore scientific observation and its history?
Well, it's really seen through the lens of what we have in our holdings. So, for instance, we have a lot of wonderful rare books from the 18th century
Wow.
and 19th century. We have William Bartram's Travels. We have
Yeah.
Thoreau. We have actually a reproduction of an elephant folio of Audubon's Birds of
Wow.
America.
Holy cow.
And so we knew we wanted to focus a lot on the naturalists. And so the collections kind of led us through what we wanted to focus on throughout scientific history. But for some things, we usually like to bring in some loans, and we did this time. We got loans of specimens from GCRL Museum and of a pipefish specimen and seahorses. And we also got an entire case of loan material from the herbarium at Lake Thoreau. And so that was very helpful to us, and it ended up really also highlighting the facilities that are available. And that, to me, was important too, because I think not the whole community, even our students, necessarily know about all the resources that are out there.
Yeah. I mean, overall, like when it comes to time, there's so many like pieces that like feels like either gets lost or it gets covered up. So like it's amazing being able to have like this work of like preservation and being able to like keep it going.
Absolutely, and that's what we are all about. And and really some of the information that we have, the documentation, it really drives home the thought of losing knowledge, and trying to bring that knowledge back and making people aware of it.
Right. And in your opinion, what is it that makes the history of scientific observation messy?
And that ended up being the cohesive theme through it, because any scientific advancement, or industrial for that matter, it's going to have these repercussions that you don't foresee.
Yeah.
And particularly as societal values change. And so, for instance, I was talking about the naturalists, but they were funded with the age of discovery, which is linked to colonization.
Yeah.
So that's just like one example. And it was a way that we could kind of go through and look at all the different time periods and say, well, this is the flip side. But also, just the idea that as you discover things, that theories are revised
Right.
and sometimes even reversed. So we have like really one fun example of something that was discredited for centuries and then it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to come by and
Of
see.
course, no spoilers, no spoilers. So, where does the history of scientific observation begin?
To me, it's pretty obvious that it had to be around from the time that Homo sapiens emerged,
Yeah.
just out of necessity.
Right.
What is safe to eat? When is the best time to hunt?
Yeah.
Such and such, and then that's just kind of passed on orally for many, many generations.
Yeah, absolutely. And what inspired the idea to hold this exhibit?
Well, actually, 3 years ago, Joyce Shaw, who's one of our librarians at GCRL, and the museum curator down there, Sarah LaCroix, got in touch with me about a collection of drawings from marine biologist Charles Dawson. And he had founded the museum back in '58, and he studied pipefish, which are only about as wide as your little finger
Yeah.
and maybe 4 inches high. And yet these drawings, are so zoomed in and intricate. And one interesting thing that came out was that that he only had one eye. He lost an eye in World War II and had to use a special microscope.
Wow.
And that makes these drawings, like I just immediately, I knew that I wanted to exhibit them at some point. So when we had an opening this fall in the exhibition schedule, we decided to do this exhibition.
Yeah, that's so fascinating, especially like being able to like draw something so intricate and drawing like putting to life something, and especially with like some limitations. It sounds so amazing.
It is, and that is the type of observation and analysis that, I think we have to be a little bit concerned that as we advance, that we're losing that skill.
Right, absolutely. And I think you've already mentioned this earlier, that you get your materials and information from like university archives and from loans. What exactly like do the loans like mean? Like, is that just someone just like lending out it for like you to borrow for a temporary time, or is it like something more intricate?
It's not. It's just a I mean, since it's in within the university, we don't even really do paperwork.
Right.
So, so Mac Alford, the director at the herbarium, filled up an entire case with us with these beautiful specimens, and then, and actually what they call thermal cycler, which reproduces DNA.
Yeah.
And we got, as I mentioned, the specimens from GCRL. We got photography, which was great, from Tammy Greer because of the medicine. We wanted to tie in the medicine whale garden, particularly because it's hitting its 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And she ended up just giving us like all this photo documentation. Wow. And also, we got photography from Nadine Phillips, who y'all interviewed last week.
Awesome. I love that. So you just have like so many like avenues that are able to like help preserve history, and especially when it comes to scientific observation. It's like overall, like you're learning history that has happened like way in the past, but you're learning it in the present moment, and we're allowing students and people that are interested to be able to like sink their teeth into this and really be able to enjoy it. And that's such, I love, I'm getting chills about the opportunity and the occasion. What did the process to create this exhibit look like?
For all exhibitions, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
You begin with an idea, you do a lot of research, and first, initially just at the collections, like what is out there that we could use. And then you start delving into it more and more, and you make a list, like they call it a checklist, a preliminary checklist.
Yeah.
And then you refine it, you do your labels, and you install. And that's pretty much it. This one was a little bit more of a challenge because I don't have any science background. Uriah and Jessica had a little bit more than I did. But so really had to double check and make sure that everything was accurate.
Yeah.
And but it was really, that to me, I love the research and the stories that emerge.
Right.
So.
absolutely. And how long has this special collections been like working on it?
Actually, from mid-July, and then
Wow.
we opened in mid-September, and we weren't working on it every day, obviously,
Yeah.
but that's when we really
No, yeah,
started.
absolutely.
And then, but it kept kind of expanding. It went from one gallery and flows out into the North Foyer now.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to know like when to cut it off.
Yeah.
But at any rate, this is kind of the last call. It's only up a week from tomorrow is the last day to see it. And so if you want to go, just go up to the third floor and tell them you want to access the exhibition.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't understand why a student wouldn't want to take this opportunity, because especially since it's closing in a week, it's like you're really running out of time for such a golden opportunity to be able to like really sink your teeth into it and be able to enjoy it and like potentially learn more about like your history and about your past. You might relate to these objects, and it might be something amazing for you.
We've had really positive response from the viewers that have come in, and everybody's drawn to something different, which is interesting.
Yeah. So I already know earlier you didn't really want to give any spoilers. So if you want to completely skip this question, that's completely fine. Because I'm someone where like I like a little bit of spoilers whenever I go and watch my media, but that's not for everyone. So just for you, of all the materials on display in this collection, do you have a favorite that you're willing to share? Any tidbit? It's fine if you don't, but
I actually, I was saying that people are drawn to certain things, and it was hard for me to like limit it. It would be hard to like one thing, but I'm drawn to the things that are really more artistic. So the Dawson drawings, the beautiful engraved prints in our rare books from the naturalists, and the photography. So it's not just one item. I limited to a class, I guess.
Yeah, I figure when it comes to like trying to pick like your favorite of it might be like trying to pick like your favorite kid, where it's like you can't really like exactly pick one. It's like you'll feel bad, but I love that. I love that. And one final time, when and where can listeners go view the messy history of scientific observation?
It is installed on the second floor of the McCain building if the gallery is closed, because we don't necessarily keep it open the whole time. Just go to the third floor or call the number that we have posted on the exhibition door, and we'll be happy to show you around.
Awesome. And I know that we're running out of time, but is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
Just that it's been really a fun opportunity to highlight collections that we don't always highlight. This is the first one that really highlights our science-related collections, and it's really kind of inspiring us to kind of think beyond our usual political and historical material, general historical.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine Stewart, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Also, we're going to be declaring the winner for the Rainbow Kitten Surprise after this news wrap, so don't forget to call 601-266-4287. Coming up, we've got Kennedy Drake reporting on the renaming of a street in honor of Dr. Holloway. Check it out.
One of Hattiesburg's most well-known leaders has supported the community for decades. Now, the city is returning the favor by renaming Pearl Street in his honor. Dr. Eddie Holloway was the first African-American dean of students for the University of Southern Mississippi. As a Hattiesburg native, he was also the first of 2 African-Americans elected for the city council in 1985. This month, the Hattiesburg City Council voted unanimously to rename portions of Pearl Street to Dr. Eddie Holloway Drive. City Council Representative Jeffrey George says Dr. Holloway has always been a great example.
I think that Dr. Holloway's commitment to this city, the impact he's had on Hattiesburg and the University of Southern Mississippi, it was only fitting to recognize him with such a high honor. And like I said, as someone that, he was a mentor of mine when I was in school, I just have so much respect for the way he carries himself, the way he represents this university and this city.
After more than 40 years at USM, what excites Dr. Holloway the most is seeing students succeed.
I think my greatest thrill is to see students develop and to see students experience those new possibilities and new opportunities that perhaps they never envisioned as a result of some task or some effort that I could entice them to participate in.
Dr. Eddie Holloway Drive will stretch from 40th Avenue to Golden Eagle Avenue on the Southern Miss campus. The street will officially be renamed in mid-October with the dedication ceremony shortly after. For Hattiesburg, this renaming isn't just about a street, it's about honoring a man who has shaped both the city and the university for generations. Kennedy Drake, SMTV.
All right, and we've got our winner. Our lucky winner of the 2 tickets for the Rainbow Kitten surprise concert goes to Tiffany, with their favorite song being Cocaine Jesus. Thanks for calling, and we hope you enjoy your tickets. Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Liam Keenan, our audio engineer, and Daniel Page, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Ruzainez Monty, and our program director, Adeline Fields, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker.